Good morning, Sunday. Hi, Maria. If you have a block, grab a block and put it between your legs, sitting on it the long way. If you don't have a block, just feel free to sit this way. Or change your seat to something comfortable. And just let your shoulders come down, bring your chin to your chest. Just let your arms rest by your side. And just notice the breath as it moves in and out of the body. Inhaling and exhaling. Good morning, Cindy. Take a block and sit on it. That sounds really awful. Sorry, guys. Have your block the long way. Have your seat on it. And now, as you tuck your chin to your chest, gently relax the neck and shoulders. Let your ear roll to your right shoulder. Create space all the way down the left side through your neck. And then drop your chin to your chest and go to the other side. Left ear, left shoulder. Relax the shoulders down. So when you get your ear to the shoulder, it's not shoulder to ear. And then exhale, bring your chin down towards your chest. Inhale, lift your head up nice and tall. Let it rest on top of your shoulders. And look over your right shoulder. Take your left arm outside your right thigh. Take your right arm behind you, maybe grabbing a hold of the inner or the left thigh. Drop the shoulders down. Keep the eye gaze going to your right side. Find a little bit more rotation if you have it. And then come back to center. Release your arms back by your side. Drop your chin to your chest. Inhale, lift your head. Look over your left shoulder or the other shoulder. Take your right arm outside left thigh, left arm behind you. Reaching for whatever you can. Okay. Inhale a little taller. Exhale a little deeper. And then once again, come back to center. Take your fingertips outside your feet a little bit behind you and drop your chin one more time to your chest. Inhale, lift your chest up. Take your hands to the floor, turn your fingers inward. Lean back and see if you can just lift yourself off your block just a little bit. It doesn't have to be huge. Inhale. Exhale, sit down on your block. Lift yourself up, walk yourself forward, reach out and push the hips back. As you inhale, come up to your hands and knees, move the block off to the side. Tuck your toes, arch your back, dip your belly. I'm going to just adjust it so I feel like you can't see me. Good. Arch your back, dip your belly. Exhale, round and curl your spine. Here we go. Inhale, dip your belly, arch your back. Exhale, round and curl. Top of the foot, shin down on the floor. Tuck your tailbone underneath you. Spread your upper back. Inhale, arch your back, dip your belly, broaden your collarbones. Last time for big cat stretch. Push the floor away with your hands. Round your spine. Inhale to neutral, somewhere between the two extremes. Crown of the head to tailbone, nice and long. Take your right foot back behind you. Tuck the toes underneath you. Just move forward and back a little bit. Nice long calf stretch. And then keep the foot on the floor. Take your left arm forward, keeping the toes down. Inhale. And exhale. Reach a little further. One more breath. Now lift the foot off the floor, balancing. Bird dog. Exhale, left hand down, spin to your left side, or on your left side, facing the right side. Right arm up, right leg up. Reach out of the floor, lift the bottom side of your body, and then once again, place your right foot on the floor, right arm over your head, spin your heart open. Really nice, delicious stretch down the right side of your body. Exhale, right hand down. Turn yourself forward, right leg up. Knee to chest, round and curl. Scoop out your belly, really push the earth away. Inhale, leg in the air. Knee down, child's pose. Push your hips to your heels. Stretch all the way back. Push the heel of your hands forward as you push your hips all the way backward. Breathe side to side and up and down. Inhale to all fours. Exhale, left toes on the floor behind you. Tuck the toes underneath you, roll a little forward and back a couple times. Keeping the foot on the floor, find that neutral position, press the top of the right foot and chin to the floor. Right arm out in front of you, reach like you're shaking my hand. Reach in opposition, breathe in. And breathe out, and as you exhale the next breath, lift the left leg off the floor, reach a little bit longer. Try not to collapse through the middle part of your spine, pull the belly in. One more breath as you take the right hand down, exhale, spin to your left side, or facing your left side, you're on your right side. Left arm up, left leg up, and perhaps the arm goes over your head. And as you reach the arm over your head, maybe drop that left foot back to the floor and get a little bit more leverage for the twist. Breathe. And it's not so much a twist as an opening. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Inhale, left arm down. Turn back to the front, left leg up. Point the toes round and curl, knee to chest. Pull it all the way in. And then inhale, release it back. I might have done this twice, round and curl. And extend it back. And then lower the knee to the floor, push back to your heels, child's pose. Walk your fingers to the right side, left arm on top of right. Inhale through center to the other side, right on top of left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, push your hips a little further back. And then inhale to your hands and knees. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, hips and shoulders width apart. Once again, take your right toes behind you on the floor. And then lift the leg up, keep the hands down, bring the knee to the chest, round and curl. Scoop it in so much that you can float that right heel in between your two hands. Adjust the back leg so you come back a little further so that you get a long line between your hip and your knee. That's it. So make sure you're not sitting on top of your left patella. Bring your shoulders back, collarbones forward. Draw the right heel towards the left knee. Feel that action. Good. Inhale. Straighten your leg to the best of your ability right now. Pull the right hip back, left hip forward. Inhale, return back to your lunge. Exhale, straighten the leg. Inhale, rebend. Both hands on the inside of the right foot. Take your hands to the left corner of your mat, but hug your right knee in towards your shoulder. And just find a little bit more length. Go as far as your arms will take you without you collapsing or without feeling any stiffness that you can't breathe. Good. Inhale, walk your hands back under your shoulders. Spin your left foot to the right side. Hug your right hip and knee underneath you, and you can put your right hand on a block. Left arm comes up and open. Tucking your tailbone under. Again, keep thinking about drawing your right heel towards your left leg. And then stacking your shoulders. One more breath. As you empty the breath, bring the hands to the floor. Spin yourself back around to the front. Good. Tuck your left toes underneath you. Lift the knee up. Keep the hips low. Step back to downward facing dog, hips up in the air. Walk your dog, right, left. Make any changes you need to in the length, the width, the depth of your dog. Let your head go, shake it out, yes and no. And then rise high up on your tippy toes. Spin your heels to the right side. Exhale, chest to thighs. Inhale on your tippy toes. Spin your legs to the left side. Exhale, chest to thighs. Inhale on your tippy toes, pull the knees up. Shift your body weight forward, shoulders over wrists, look forward. Resist the earth. Inhale. And exhale, right knee to the floor. Left toes behind you. Lift the leg up off the floor. Knee to chest rounding curl and float it through between your two hands. And then just adjust the back knee. So you're coming to make sure that you have this long angle rather than sitting on top of your knee. And stay here and breathe. Send the breath into the sensations of the breath. Into the right leg. Notice what you're feeling, how you're feeling. Notice that it could be completely different from yesterday, and we don't know what tomorrow is. Take one more breath here. Finding length in your spine as you exhale. Begin to straighten your front leg. Pull the left hip back. Right hip forward. Head comes down. Again, just noticing the sensations. Just don't get hung up on them. Just notice them. Deal with them. Notice what you have to do to deal with them. Just don't lose your breath. Never worth that. And then inhale, rebend the knees, slowly coming forward. Bring your shoulders back, collarbones forward. Exhale, straighten the leg. And bring it back in one more time. Straighten the leg. And then exhale, bring it back in. Take both hands on the inside of your left leg and walk your hands to the right corner of your mat, or as far towards it as you can or want to. And hug your left knee in towards your tricep or your shoulder. And then allow the belly to soften down on the floor. Breathe in, breathe out. Slowing down, noticing. Very nice, guys. Walk your hands back in. Turn your right toes to the left side. Now, as you do that, that left hip wants to swing with it. Draw it back to center. Left hand on the floor or block. Right arm comes up, twist or open. Find the length, shoulder over shoulder, hip tucks in. Lift the bottom side of your body up. Take another breath here. As you exhale, look down, bring the hands down, spin the back foot around again. Separate your hands on either side. Tuck the right toes underneath you. Keep the hips nice and low. And step back, downward facing dog, hips up in the air. Walk your dog from side to side. And then high up on your tippy toes. Pull your knees up nice and strong. Lower your heels to the left side, chest toward your thighs. Inhale on your toes. Move the heels to the right side. Inhale on your toes. Lift your knees up. Push your chest towards your thighs. And then bend your knees. A little bit of a turbo dog, not too much. Look towards the front of your mat. And either jump or walk your feet to the top of your mat. It's your choice always. When you get there, you can have your hands on blocks. So always keep your blocks kind of nearby. Or bring your fingertips onto your shins or the floor. Lengthen your spine. Good. As you exhale, fold over. Let it go. Hands on floor blocks or shins, wherever you like. Inhale, halfway lift, pressing firmly into the big toe, little toe, ball of the foot, and heel. Exhale, let it go. Hang your head. Let everything relax. Inhale, halfway, hands on shins. Look forward. And bring your hands to your heart center. Rise up to stand. Tuck your tailbone underneath you. Maybe heel toe your feet a little closer. Release your arms down by your side. Draw your shoulders back and around. Inhale the arms up. Interlace your fingers. Turn the palms upside down and inside out. Make your legs nice and strong. So push down through all those four corners. Lift the kneecaps up. Tuck the tailbone under. Lift up and over to the right side as you exhale. Drop your right hand. Maybe you find a little bit more length. Inhale, bring the right arm back up. Interlace your fingers. Rise up to stand. Exhale up and over to left side. Lift out of your waistline. Take your left arm down. Reach up and over. Just don't dump. Find a little length and then fold over. Inhale the arm back up, interlace your fingers, and come on back up. Exhale your hands to your back, fingers in either direction. Lift your heart up, and just do whatever variation of a back bend that feels right for you at this very moment in time. Lifting your heart like there's a string pulling your sternum up and back. Inhale, come up. Keep your hands on your hips. As you hinge forward, fold down to the floor. Hands on floor, shins or blocks. Lengthen your spine. Inhale. Exhale, fold your body in half. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, and ragdoll to stand this time. Roll all the way up. Take your time. When you reach up, arms come overhead. Inhale, interlace your fingers, release thumb and forefinger, little steeple pose. Arms up, lean up and over to the right side as you exhale. Inhale back to center. Michelle, I have a great picture of your legs. Inhale back to center. Exhale up and over to the left side. Nice. Inhale back up to center. This time, hands on your back or just by your ears. As you lift up and back, perhaps you have a bigger back bend that you'd like to share. This time, inhale your arms up. Keep the biceps by the ears. Bring them up if they're not. And then slowly fold over to the floor. Hands release to the floor, shins or blocks. Lengthen your spine. Inhale. Exhale, fold and step your right foot all the way to the back of the mat. Now you can go back down to your knee. You can put your hands on the blocks on the floor or stay in this low lunge. Hug your hips towards the midline, knee over the ankle, back leg is straight and strong. Where'd you go, Laura? And then let your hands hover off the floor. Hover so you start to feel your left side really connecting. And then just bring your torso up. Keep your arms down by your side. There you are. Bend your back knee towards the floor. Reach the arms over your head. They don't have to touch. They can touch. They could be in front of you. Now sit lower and then straighten your front leg out. Lift your heart up, up, up. Drop your shoulders down. Bring your ribs down towards your hips. And can you sink a little lower with your form not changing? One more breath. Exhale, hands to floor. Step back to high plank. Look forward, shift a little forward as you exhale halfway down. Inhale, upward dog, or on your belly, cobra. Downward dog, hips in the air. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale. Bring your feet together. Exhale, lift your right leg in the air on this inhale. Right leg steps all the way through, help it out if you need to. Come to your fingertips first, hug your hips towards midline, knee over the ankle, and then hover your hands off the floor. Just feel what action you have to find there. Inhale and exhale. Now, keep that going as you come up to standing. Bend your back knee, drop your hips low. As you drop your hips low, begin to straighten that leg and bring the arms up overhead. Crescent lunge. Hug your hips towards midline, ribs towards hips. Breathe in. Can you sit a little bit lower? Exhale, inhale. Good. One more breath, everybody. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back, high plank. You choose if this is where you want to go to a down dog or you want to take a little flow, add push-ups, or skip them all together. Downward dog, hips in the air. Inhale. And exhale. Rise onto your tippy toes, soften your knees, bring your chest towards your thighs. Look towards the front of your mat, make your way to the top of your mat, halfway lift. Exhale as you empty. Never turned on my watch. Inhale, rise to stand, bring the arms all the way up. Exhale, bring prayer down through your heart center. Arms down by your side. Inhale, arms reach all the way up. Exhale, fold your body in half, hands on floor, shins or blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step, step, high plank, lower down, chaturanga, or skip and meet in downward facing dog. You know, if you want to do more, if you want to do less, where you need to, breathe in, breathe out. Take your feet together, bring your right leg in the air, nice and high. Look between your hands, step the right foot through. Adjust it. Square your hips, then lift your fingertips off the floor to hover, and then bring yourself up to standing. Drop your back knee a little bit so you can get a little bit level and low, and then straighten the back leg. Now, make sure you're not on a tightrope here with your heels, right? So you might have to heel toe your right foot out or your left foot out. Spin your back foot on its side, just about a couple of degrees, and then draw the right hip backwards. It's really more like the torso is going to come forward. And we work on getting a little bit more square to the hips. Right knee bends, but let's go ahead and straighten it again. And then rebend it. Warrior one, inhale. So I like to touch my hands together, but not everybody can do that without arching their back or bending their arms. So you just do, you put your hands where they will be the right placement for your particular needs. Inhale. Exhale, one more breath. Good. Inhale, turn your back foot forward as you exhale, fold, step back through a plank. Take a flow from here, or skip it. Downward dog. Feet come together. Left leg in the air. Look between your hands and bring it through. Rise onto your fingertips, hug your hips towards midline. Pull the back knee in and let your fingers hover. And then rise up. Get up to the top, bend the back knee. And then straighten the back leg. Whatever you do with your hands is yours. Bring your ribs down towards your hips, but sit a little bit deeper. Without the knees knocking in, really working on those back sides of our body. Breathe in, breathe out. Drop it a little bit lower. Inhale. Good. Now, exhale. Spin your back foot on its side. And then just readjust if you have to. You might have to widen your feet. So just because we get into one place doesn't mean we have to stay there. It's not always the right placement for the body for the pose. Arms up for warrior one. Back out of it one more time, one breath. And then rebend. So work at bringing your shoulders and your hip points, more of your shoulders forward, right? Because the hips might not go all the way forward. And then adjust it for your needs. Inhale. And exhale. Ribs towards hips. Heart is open. Breathe in, breathe out. All right. Take one more breath, you all. Exhale. Turn your back foot forward. Hands to the floor. Step back and do your version of getting to a downward facing dog. Stay back there. Breathe. High on your tiptoes. Bend your knees, look at your hands. Make your way to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend your knees. Lift your arms up. Chair pose, Uttanasana. Sink your weight back. Can you see your toes? Sit back deeper. Inhale, rise to stand. Hands to prayer as you exhale. Arms by your side. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep the floor. Lift your arms up, chair pose, Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, hang your head, let it go. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, step, step. Now listen, go through your flow, meeting downward dog. Inhale, upward dog, and downward dog if that's where you're going. All right, lift your right leg in the air. Right leg steps through. High crescent lunge, arms come up. Exhale, sit it lower. Good. Stay here. A couple more breaths. Inhale. As you exhale, sink a little bit lower. Now inhale, listen just carefully because it's a little change. Hands come down to the floor as you exhale. Don't go anywhere. Turn your back foot on its side. Check out the length and the depth and the width of your heels. Draw the right hip in. Come up, warrior one, arms up. Exhale. Good. Think about your back leg. Pinky toe to the floor. One more big breath. Lift your heart. As you exhale, bring the arms behind your back. Interlace your fingers, knuckles to the earth. Keep your front leg bent as you lift your heart up. And as you exhale, fold inside of your thighs. Let your head come down. Maybe your shoulder comes in. But again, you don't want that right hip sticking outward. You want to hug it towards midline. Breathe in, breathe out. Humble warrior. Crown of the head towards the floor. Inhaling. And exhaling. Keep going there for the breath. One more time. Breathe in. Good. Now exhale your hands to the floor. Spin your back foot forward. Right arm comes up as we twist open. Hug your right hip into the center. Good. Maybe your hand is on a block on the floor. Always helpful. And then can you drop your hips lower and make that back leg strong like you're in a plank. Another big breath. Good. Inhale here. Exhale, step back to plank. Take it through, skip it, you know. You do you. Bring your feet together. Left leg in the air. Left leg steps through. Rise to your fingertips and come to your crescent lunge. Settle into it for a couple breaths. Just start working on where your shoulders and hips are, how low you can go without taking it out of the form, without losing your breath. Find your drishti, that focal point. Inhale, lifting taller and sinking lower, staying strong and powerful. One more breath. Exhale your hands to the floor. Take a look down at your back foot, spin it on its side, about 45 degrees. Heel to heel was great for some people, but not for everybody. Heel to instep is okay for some people, but not everybody. So some of us need to widen our left leg a little bit more. Hug your hip towards midline and inhale, your arms come up overhead, warrior one. Exhale. So if you notice, my legs are a little bit wider than what you might traditionally see in the books. But you know, we're not all in that place. Our bodies have to tell us where we need to be. One more breath in warrior one. Don't change your legs. Exhale your arms behind your back. One finger over from the last time. Knuckles down. Lift your heart up. Lead with your heart as you fold inside of your leg. So for some of us, we'll get our shoulder in without moving that left hip out. And some will just get our head down towards the floor. So don't go crazy on where you're seeing somebody else go, because it doesn't matter what they can do. Humble warrior. Hug your hips towards midline. Breathe in. Perfect. Exhale. Good. One more big breath in. Hug everything to midline. As you exhale, hands to the floor. Maybe the right hand stays on a block. Spin your right foot back. Left arm comes up in open twist. Breathe. Bring the crown of the head towards the front of your mat. Hug your hips towards your midline. Back leg is strong like a plank. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Good. Empty the breath. Hands to the floor. Step back. Take your flow. Downward dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Bring your feet together, right leg in the air. Right leg steps through. Rise up, crescent lunge, inhale. Now, just from here, spin into your warrior one, so by turning that back foot a little bit. Keep your front knee bent. Take the arms behind your back, interlace your fingers, lift your heart, knuckles down, chest up. Without changing your legs, fold in the middle of your right to left side, right? Just come into the center. Hug the right hip really close to midline. Breathe in and out. Let the head come down towards the floor. One more breath. Now, exhale your hands inside of your right leg. Walk to the edge of the left side of your mat. So we did this on our knees. Hug your hip towards midline. Laura, if you can hear this, they're Gainesville boys. All right, breathe in, breathe out. Inhale and exhale. One more big breath. Good, now walk your hands inside of your right leg again. Keep your right hand down on the floor or a block, and take your left arm up. You might have to adjust your back foot for the alignment for you. Tuck your tailbone underneath you. Side angle pose. Go ahead and feel free to straighten the front leg for a moment, just where you might be with a triangle, and then rebend it just to come back into that beautiful form. Inhale and exhale. Hug knee to tricep. Inhale. Exhale. Look down at your toes and rise up to warrior two. Make the adjustments you might need on your foot, on that back leg. Right thigh parallel to the floor. Left pinky toe to the floor, look down your right middle finger. Warrior two, staying strong, staying poised, allowing your body to settle in. One more breath, everybody. Good. Inhale, release your hands to the floor. Left hand stays, right arm comes up, twist. Hug your hips towards midline. Exhale, right hand down, take your flow, or skip, upward, and downward facing dogs. Take a few moments to settle in here, and then bring your feet closer to touching. Inhale your left leg high in the sky. Step it all the way through. Rise up to your crescent, inhale. As you exhale, spin your back foot for warrior one. Arms up, shoulders down, ribs tucked in. Don't change your front leg unless it's going deeper. Arms behind your back. Interlace the fingers, one finger over, lift your chest, humble warrior inside your left leg. Let your head come down, let your arms come up, and hug your knee towards your shoulders, square up your hips, and breathe and breathe and breathe. As you empty the next breath, hands come inside the left leg and walk to the outer left corner, or right corner, and hug your left hip in. So if this is too challenging with your back foot on its side, feel free to change this back foot and hug your hip in as close as you can. Walk your hands back inside of your left leg. Left hand's going to stay. Right hand's going to open up, reach up. And then one quick little straightening of the left leg and rebend it. Side angle. One variation then, you can have your hand on a block or your thigh. Breathe in, breathe out. Look down at your left toes, inhale, exhale. And then inhale, pull yourself up, warrior two, facing the right side of your mat. Settle into it, check out your arms. Make sure both arms are parallel to the floor. Reaching both the arms forward and back, almost at the same time, simultaneous. Breathe in, breathe out. Settle lower. Another breath. Good. Last time here in warrior two, inhale. As you exhale, windmill the arms down. Right arm's going to stay, right hip turns around. Left arm reaches up and open. Hug your hips towards center. Bring the crown of the head towards the front of the mat. Back leg is nice and strong. One more breath. Exhale the hands down. Step back through your flow, your way. Upward and downward facing dogs. Soften your knees. Just hold here. Breathe in, breathe out. All right, bring your feet together. Right leg in the air. Right leg steps through. Turn your left foot on its side. Windmill open warrior two, facing the left side of your room or your wall or your mat. Inhale. Sink down a little bit lower. Exhale. Open up your palms. Up your palms. Reach forward and take the right arm on the thigh. Inside, outside. Use a block if you need to. Anywhere you'd like. Open up the left arm to the sky and then take the arm over your head. Reach up and over. Keep the bend in the right knee. One more breath, everybody. We're not staying here forever. Now bring your left arm straight up. Bring your right arm on the thigh or inside of your leg. Stay here. Or take your left arm behind you, half bind. Or full bind underneath. Open up your shoulders and chest. Tuck your tailbone underneath you. Lift from the bottom side of the body. Just breathe, trying to bring your tailbone underneath you and bringing your right ribs towards your left. Take a big breath. Hang out here, guys. One more breath. As you look down, or as you exhale, look down. If you're bound, release it. If you have a block, feel free to move it in front. As we begin to take your left hand on your hip and begin to reach up into Chandrasana. So the hand can be on the floor underneath the shoulder or in front of the foot is a little bit more challenging. And then spin yourself open before you even worry about getting the top arm up. So stack your hips, stack your shoulders, left arm comes all the way up. Reach, reach, reach. Spiral your heart open. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Inhale. That's it. Flex that foot, Maria. Nice. One more breath, everybody. Now, left hand comes back down to the hip. Take your left hand now to the floor and square up your body. Pull the left heel back. Drop the left hip. And then step back about 2 to 3 feet behind your right foot. Not on a tightrope, just wide enough that you're about as wide as your hips, right? And then walk your hands forward as much as you can or want, with your legs straight or slightly bent in the front. Just stay for another breath. Exhale, fold over your leg. Good. Inhale, walk your hands back under your shoulders. Bring your hands to your hips and rise to stand. So shoulders and hips, again, are kind of level. Take your arms behind your back. Interlace your fingers, wrists, forearms, elbows, or reverse prayer. Palms together. Lift your heart up. Exhale, come halfway down, just halfway. Crown of the head forward. And as you go halfway down, like a tabletop, pull your right hip back and left hip forward. And keep that levelness of your hips as you begin to go down lower. Keep your spine long, so this is not a rounding position. That's it. Breathe, breathe. Good. Keep the crown of your head long. Some of you will be able to get all the way down with that long spine. Some of you will stop part of the way. Wherever you are is perfect. One more breath. As you exhale, release your hands down to the floor, perhaps taking a block inside or outside your right foot. Lengthen your spine. Place your left hand on that block, foot shin, wherever you are, right hand to your sacrum. Lengthen your spine and rotate to the right side. Twisted triangle, revolve. Parivrtta Trikonasana. Shoulders open on top of each other. Legs are active, hips are hugging towards midline. Inhale. And exhale, fold over your right leg. Now, round your spine and put your forehead on top of your knee, but square the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left foot to right foot, top of the mat. Bend your knees. Uttanasana, chair pose. Bring your hands to your heart. Twist outside your right thigh. Left elbow outside right thigh. Sit deeper and make sure your knees become level by either sitting lower or just actively pulling that left leg back. Breathe in, breathe out. Anybody wants to fly here, this is an opportunity. So I'll give you a couple more breaths here. If you're taking flight, take it. If you're not, stay with me in the twist for another breath. And if you're flying, come back to your twisted chair. And then simply fold over your legs, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees and step or jump back. Take your flow or skip it, go right into your downward facing dog. Or even a child's pose if it's too much for you. Hips up in the air. Bring your feet together. Inhale the left leg in the air. Look between your hands, step it all the way through. Spin your back foot on its side. Windmill open, warrior two as you exhale. Strong legs. Upper thighs move outward, inner thighs move inward. Tailbone tucks underneath you. Reach, reach, reach in two directions. Inhale and exhale. Good. Breathe in, breathe out. Sit a little bit deeper. Flip your palms. Reach forward, let your left hand rest on your thigh, right arm up. Or you can take your hand inside or outside or on a block. Right arm is up in the air, tuck the tailbone underneath you. And then take that arm over your head. As you do that, spin your torso open, so you're open, not closed, so that right shoulder doesn't point downward. It spirals on top of the left. Bottom ribs reaching towards the top ribs. Breathing. Couple more breaths. Stay there, stay strong, stay focused. Inhale, right arm up over your head, over your shoulder. Left arm to your thigh. Stay here, or take the right arm behind you. You could have your left hand inside the thigh as well, or you could take a full bind. If you're full binding, the top shoulder should be open. If you're full binding but the right shoulder comes down, release the bottom arm. Breathe in, breathe out. It's as if you wanted to lay the back side of your body on your left thigh, but just for one more breath. Good, exhale, release the bind. Right hand to your hip, left hand in the front, to the side on a block, as we begin to shift ourselves into our left leg. Half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. So before you take the right arm up, make sure that the left hip is hugging inward and your right leg is long, spiraling your heart open just like we did in that twist a few moments ago. Right, that bound twist. And the right arm is up when you're ready. Maybe your eye gaze goes up. Maybe you're feeling really, balanced today and you can take your hand off the floor and your eye gaze up. Or maybe you're just looking forward or down towards the floor. Wherever your body goes for stability is perfect. But keep hugging that left hip in, pressing through that foot. Both legs are powerful. One more breath. Good, right hand to your hip as you exhale. And then spin your body forward, hands on the floor or blocks. Square it off, pull the right heel back. Lengthen your spine just for the breath. And then exhale your right foot about 2 to 3 feet back behind you. Walk your hands out in front of you. Square your hips and let your head go down. So again, make sure you're not on a tightrope with your feet. You're at least hips width apart. Walk your hands back under your shoulders. Bring your hands to your hips and rise to stand. Good. Inhale the arms up. Now whatever you did on the other side, arms behind your back, interlace your fingers, wrists, forearms, elbows, or reverse prayer. Whatever kind of spoke to you on that. And then adjust yourself. So like I said, sometimes you get into placement and it's great. Other times we have to adjust. And even as we move into it. So inhale, your length spine long. Exhale, come halfway down. Stop there. Adjust your hips like you're in tabletop position. Lift your knees up. Crown of the head to tailbone long. This may be all for you today, and some of you may be able to go a little further. Keep working on squaring the hips, pulling the heels towards each other, head towards your shins. One more breath. Inhale, halfway lift, and start to slowly come on up. Release your arms up overhead. Inhale. Good. Exhale, left hand on your hip, right arm up. Reach out and forward and square your hips, and then maybe the right hand comes inside or outside of the left foot, excuse me. Lengthen your spine. I think we came into it a little differently on the other side, but it's all good. Create length in your spine, twisted triangle, left arm up. Hug your hips in and work on bringing your torso to the left side. Hug the left hip towards midline, right hip towards midline, crown of the head towards the front, tailbone towards the back. One more breath, everybody. Exhale, hands to the floor. Good, now separate your hands on either side of your leg. Bend your knee if you need to. Put your forehead on your knee, chin to chest. One more breath, and inhale Inhale, halfway lift. Step right foot to left foot, top of the mat. Bend your knees. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, hands to prayer. Twist outside your left thigh. Sit down low so the knees are level. And you're either going to stay there or fly if you did the other side. It's always the choice, right? Check out your knees. Make sure the right one's pulling back. Just sit lower and that will help level out your hips. If you're flying, make your way down to earth. Exhale, everybody fold over your legs. Separate your feet hips width apart. Soften your knees enough to slide your hands all the way under. Wrap your big toe around your wrist. Look up halfway. Inhale. And exhale. Fold. Elbows out to the side. Head to the shins. Breathe. Inhale and exhale. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale. Release your hands to the floor. Lengthen your spine. Hands to your hips, rise up to stand. Hands on your back, elbows pull in, heart lifts up. Inhale, bring your feet closer together. Arms by your side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold your body in half. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chandrasana, Uttanasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Yes, take as many push-ups. Downward facing dog, hips up. Good, take your right leg high in the side. This time open up your hip, bend your knee. Stay nice and strong. Keep the knee bent as you turn your hips squared. Stay in a dog, bring the knee to the chest, round and curl. Then take it forward to plank, knee to chest, round and curl. Knee to right tricep, knee to left tricep, knee to right wrist, left wrist, back to right wrist, let the leg come to the floor, settle in for a pigeon pose. Take your toes behind you, snuggle them back. If this isn't working for you, you go on your back. Come to your fingertips, lift your chest all the way up. Good. And then walk your hands forward, stop at your first point of resistance, and let it go when you're ready. So we're here for more than a few seconds. Let your breath guide you deeper and deeper into the pose, no stress. Inhale, lift up, hands to floor. Exhale, tuck your left toes underneath you. Let the right leg swing just kind of side to side a little bit. And then bring it back up over your three-legged dog. Open your hip, and if you like to, take a flip over. Any variation that works for you. Rewind, right leg into the air. Take a 3- or 4-legged vinyasa or skip your vinyasa altogether and meet in downward dog, hips up. Left leg in the air, open the hip, bend the knee. Square it up to a dog, knee to chest in dog. Then shift forward, left knee, left tricep. Left knee, right tricep, left knee, left wrist, left wrist, and settle in for your pigeon. Tuck your right toes underneath you, shimmy back, find your length, find your little cobra, and then find your way down towards the floor, wherever your body's going for. Inhale, and then exhale. Keep it going where you can go. Put a block under your head, under your hips. Don't force it, just let your body find its way to where it needs to go. bones here, guys. Inhale, come on back, hands on floor. Tuck your back toes underneath you. Let the left leg just kind of pendulum side to side a little bit before you take it into your three-legged dog. Open your hip one more time and either take it over or stay where you're at. Breathe in, breathe out. And then rewind, left leg in the air. One more time, you choose a single-legged, three-legged, vinyasa, four-legged, none at all, hips up. Good, bring your knees to the earth and swing your legs around to one side. Bring your legs out in front of you. Actually, I'm gonna just turn my mat around for you. So come towards the middle, top third or bottom third of your mat so that when you're laying on the floor, you will be on the mat. If you have a strap or towel, grab it. Have it nearby. Good. So you're sitting up. Let's have our knees bent today. And just rock side to side on your sitting bones. Lengthen your spine, lift up nice and tall. And then bring your chin to your chest and ground your spine, pull the belly in. Good, keep this C curve, this giant C curve, as you begin to peel yourself down towards the floor. Now, lift your toes up when you get down a little bit lower. Dig your heels into the earth. Keep your shoulders off the floor. And reach your arms out towards your feet. Inhale and exhale. If you need to, you put one or both hands behind your head. Big scoop out still in your belly. And then use the heel on the floor to slowly drag your legs out. Flex your feet. Come a little bit higher. Reach, 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 reach. And then actually activate the legs a little bit more. As you lower down, then release it all. Shavasana. Let the arms come out to the side. Breathe in. Good. If you have a strap or towel and you'd like to use it, bend your right knee and place it on the ball of the foot, holding it into one arm. You can bend your left knee if that's going to be more pleasant to your back, shall we say? Or start with it bent and see how it feels. Bring the right leg closer to you, keeping the leg straight. So if it's bending here, even with the strap, just keep it further away. And then just be happy we didn't do this standing today. So let's go ahead and open the right leg out to the right side without that left hip coming with it. Right? So you want to keep your left leg on the floor. And again, some of you will open up the leg or lengthen the leg. Flex the foot towards you. Bring it a little bit higher. You just don't go so far that this hip is going to lift off. Breathe in, breathe out. The leg can be high or low depending on your flexibility and what you're feeling and what's going on in your body. Inhale your right leg back in the air. Switch arms and cross over. If you'd like to bend your top leg as well, you can do that. And as you're bringing your leg across the body, think of pulling your right hip towards the right side. Again, one of those on the, inside. It's an inside job, as my shirt says somewhere. Now bend both knees. You can release the strap or loosen it, and have both knees up to the left side for your spinal twist. Inhale, bring your knees back to center. Exhale, round and curl, big C curve. Head down, right leg bent or straight on the floor. Take the strap around the bottom of the left foot. So work on getting the leg straight, not locked, just straight. Pull the leg a little closer to you. You choose if it's appropriate for you to have this right leg bent or straight. And then open your left leg out to the left side. So I'm just going to slide my leg out. Just make sure, again, you have this connection to the floor. So you might not go as far and wide as you'd like to, or as you think you'd like to, but let your body be the guide. So you really want to uneven too far a little bit today. So really work at keeping your right hip down on the floor. Inhale. And exhale. Two more breaths. Inhale, left leg up, switch arms and cross the leg over the body. Staying connected somewhere with your left arm. So maybe it's not the shoulder, but the palm will be on the floor, maybe the wrist forearm. And then as the leg crosses the body, think about pulling the hip towards the left. Just getting that nice, as much stretch as you can on that outer hip. Breathe in, breathe out. And then bend both knees. Release the strap if you'd like. Spinal twist. Come back to center. Hug both knees into your chest. I'm going to give you like a short little, maybe 30 seconds to a minute to choose the back bend of your choice. I'll give you a few options. You can come down, put your feet on the floor, come to bridge. Maybe you come to wheel. Maybe you're on your belly for bow. Maybe it's fish pose. Anything as much or as little as is speaking to your body, or make your way right into your Shavasana. Try to give yourself a little heart opener. Stay for 5 breaths minimum, wherever you are. And when you're ready to come out of it, just lay back on the floor with your arms open by your sides, palms up, hips open, feet are relaxed. Close your eyes and settle into your Shavasana. Letting go of any physical tension, let go of any thoughts, distractions. For those of you who can stay longer, just feel free to shut this off at any time. And now make your way into the final Shavasana. If you're able to stay longer, stay. If you need to come back to some reality, just start to move your fingers and toes and deepen your breath. Just slowly bring your awareness back. On your own time, make your way over to either side. and slowly make your way to a seated position. Bring your hands to your heart center. Drop your chin just like we did in the very beginning. Take these last few moments to give yourself a nod to gratitude, to bringing yourself on the mat today and always. Thank you for your energy, your commitment, your passion. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace to all. Namaste, Sat Nam. Go in peace. Have a great day, rest of your weekend. If you're home, stay fit, stay healthy, get vaccinated.